What did the Civil Rights Act of 1960 for not cover? Imagine a law that changed how Americans see fairness and equality. The Civil Rights Act of 1960 was a huge step forward, but it didn't solve every problem. It focused on ending discrimination in many areas but left some gaps. For example, it did not cover smaller businesses with fewer than 25 employees. So, if you worked for a small shop or a family-run business, you might not have been protected from unfair treatment. The law also allowed discrimination if it was seen as a bona fide occupational qualification. That means some jobs could still exclude people based on religion, sex, or national origin if the employer claimed it was necessary for the job. Labor unions and employment agencies could also sometimes classify workers in ways that limited opportunities for Black Americans and others. Another thing the law did not do was requiring employers or institutions to take proactive steps to create equal opportunities. It banned discrimination, but did not force companies to actively improve diversity or include more minorities in their workforce. Many advocates wanted the law to push for affirmative action programs, but that was not part of the original legislation. The act also did not apply to private clubs or organizations that were not open to the general public. This meant some social clubs and private organizations could still discriminate if they kept their membership private. Enforcement was another weak spot. The law relied on individuals filing lawsuits to challenge discrimination. There was no strong administrative agency to proactively monitor or enforce the rules, making it harder for some people to seek justice quickly. The Civil Rights Act of 1960 also did not fully address voting rights or housing discrimination. While it made some efforts to prevent voting barriers, it did not eliminate all obstacles, which later required the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Similarly, housing discrimination was not tackled by this law, leaving Black Americans vulnerable to unfair treatment in housing. That issue was later addressed by the Fair Housing Act of 1968. So, while the Civil Rights Act of 1960 was a major milestone, it did not cover every form of discrimination. Smaller businesses, private clubs, proactive equality measures, voting, and housing issues were left out or only partially addressed. These gaps meant that the fight for full civil rights and equality continued long after the law was passed.